They did all kind of dangerous stuff. They did bad stuff. Everybody. Not one, everybody. But now you come to Jesus. Jesus, he missed a good two shoes. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish this right here. Horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hidden of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld, he looked at it, and drove asunder the nation. And the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow. He brought the hills down. His ways are everlasting. See that? His ways are everlasting. God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckle and my horn and my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemy. The arrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The arrows of hell compassed me about. The snares and depths prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his... Flying saucers are all through the Old Testament. But anyway, let's go a little further here. He had verse 11 said, he made darkness his secret place. See that? His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. The brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord, but Jesus, all he does is just talk about evil, this and evil that. When evil comes, God brings it. Now let's go a little further, because Jesus said he got all power was given to him, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Now let's look at 2 Chronicles. We're gonna show you who has power. 2 Chronicles. And look at verse 25. 2 Chronicles verse 25. We can read one verse out there and move on. 2 Chronicles 25 verse 8, it says, but if thou wilt go, do verse 1 and 2, it says, then Job answered the Lord and said, I know that thou canst do everything, and that no thought can be withheld from thee. See that? No thought. God knows everything. God does everything. That's why we hear a lot of me, we stress that, we let you guys know exactly what the Most High is saying. We're not giving you our opinion, because as I said in many videos, it says, whatsoever the Lord pleases, that did he in heaven, and in earth, and in the sea, in all the depths, the deep places. See that? He causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightning from the rain. He bringeth the wind out of his treasure. See that? God does everything. I keep on telling y'all. Ain't no devil doing nothing. Ain't no Satan doing nothing. Well, he's going home to be with the Lord. And don't even realize what you're saying. Don't even realize that you are downplaying the Most High. God is only good to get the scraps, the leftovers. The big bad devil and the big bad Satan, they done everything they want to do. Now all God is able to do is come along with the broom, dustpan, and get the little scraps and then take them on back home. How stupid. How stupid. But that's what you guys be saying. When you say old stupid ass shit like that, that's exactly what you're saying. You're downplaying the Most High like he ain't nothing but a punk. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, let's go a little further. Let's look at Isaiah 43. This is one of our beautiful passages, boy. This is one that we always like to talk about. Yeah. Let's look at Isaiah 43 verse 13. It says, yea, before the days was, I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it be? Look at the Most High. Can nobody stop him? He does exactly what he want to do when he want to, and then tell who he want to do it whenever he wants to. That's the Most High. That's the true and living God. Not that bullshit y'all know over in the New Testament. Over there, that ain't no bullshit. But what I'm telling you about now, this is the real deal. And this is the Most High. Now let's go and look at another one. Let's go to Joel. Let's go to Joel. And watch this right here, my brothers and sisters. Joel 1, verse 15, it says, Arise, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it be. Now, does that line up with anything that Jesus said over there? Jesus never talks about God doing no destruction. Not in the manner like that. He's talking about if somebody does something wrong, or if you don't accept him as your Lord and Savior, then all these things will happen to you. But no, God here's saying, baby, look at me. This here is my MO right here. This is the way I work right here. This is me. But my sister and brother, we hear a lot of minimum talk, or we wish that we have been a blessing to you guys, and that we have finally cracked the code on Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 and 7. We can plainly see that those scriptures have nothing to do with Jesus. Neither does Jesus have anything to do with those scriptures. Those scriptures are talking about King David and the Most High. My sisters and brothers, we wish you a happy Sabbath. Until next time, shalom.
All praises to the Most High God of Israel. It's a blessing to come before you this evening. My name is V.C.E. Smith, and I am the Rib of the Watchman. Tonight we're going to get into our class here and look at a few things. I have been asking the Father about all these acts and these rituals and these things that some of these people are claiming that they're doing in His name, and some of the teachings that they're putting out there and telling people about sacrificing and coming together and offering to the Lord and stuff. We're going to look at tonight some of these different things, but we're going to also deal with going all the way to the New Testament about how we got so twisted up in this, and now that we're awake, how we're trying to prove points to people that, or show people something that we're just not capable of doing. You're taking things out of the Bible and you're trying to apply them to yourself, or you're trying to use them, and they don't apply. So we're going to get right into our teaching here, and we're going to start, and we're going to look at how words, we always tell you, words are very important, and the way that those words are put together, the way that these words come together are extremely important for your understanding. Now let's look at some of the things that were said when Jesus was being crucified, or some of the things that transpired during that time. We're going to deal with the people itself. Now, let's just put us in a setting. In a setting, we're in the so-called biblical days. Israel is in the land. Everybody's in the land. All these people are in the same land because it's the same land. Nothing changes. But along comes a scene. The Savior comes on the scene, born of a woman, and He is to save His people, or He is to save the people of the world, because He does indicate that He was sent to the world and to save the world and all this. But anyway, we're going to look at the wording that is used, because you're supposed to be dealing with all these people, and if you are the Son of God that's sent to deal with people, you're going to be dealing with the people that His children dealt with, or the people that are of the region in areas where God's children are. So let's just look at Exodus first. Let's start there. Let's look at Exodus 3 and 8. And let's read about some of the names. And this is just to give you some of the names of these people that always were dealing with the children of God. It says, "And I am come down to deliver them out of the land of the Egyptians." That's first. The Egyptians. "And to bring them up out of that land unto a good land and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto a place of the Canaanites," that's another one, "the Hittites," that's another one, "the Amorites," that's another one, "and the Perizzites," that's another, "and the Hivites," Hivite, whatever, however that goes, y'all read it, "and the Jebusites." Now, I just named you about 8. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about 7 or 8 names of people that the Hebrew Israelites, the children of the living God, were involved with in this region, in this area. Spread out all over were these different people, all these different nations. And so those were the names of most of the people that Israel had dealings with. Then we know we get over there with Herob, and we get over there with the Babylonians and all that. So, but let's just take a look. I want y'all to understand how important words are when you read them, so that you can get an idea exactly what we're talking about. Now, let's go to Luke 23 and 38. Let's read that. "And a superscription also was written over him in letters of Greek and Latin and Hebrew. This is the King of the Jews." Now, first of all, I just named you all the people, pretty much the majority of the people that were around the Hebrew Israelites, or that had anything to do with the Hebrew Israelites. There were no Greek and there were no Latin. Now, he's throwing Hebrew in because wherever this mythical place is that he is with all these people, he has to make sure that the Hebrews are put in there to say the word Hebrew, because that's the familiarity to make you feel like this has something to do with the Hebrew Israelites. But then let's see what he says, though. He says, "This is the King of the Jews." Now, I want to make something else clear to you. Most of you believe, because you've been taught foolishness in the New Egypt, that Jew means Israel, or the Jewish people, or the people of God, or the chosen, or the Hebrew Israelites. No, it can't mean that. You said that Jew was short for Judah. Well, if Jew is short for Judah, then what's the other 11 tribes? Where are they at? Are they just thrown away if Jew is short for Judah? So we know he's not talking about the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, automatically. Then he says he's the king of these people. And we know that the Jews in biblical days worked in the temple with the priests. They were workers that came from another region. They were the people who built buildings. They were contractors. They knew how to build walls. And so they helped in the building of the temple. So when Lucifer, a.k.a. Jesus, comes on the scene talking about all this stuff that the sign was written over his head, why wouldn't it have been written in? Let's see. Hold on. Because, see, we're dealing with the people in that day and where he would have been around. So why wouldn't it be written in Egyptian, in the Canaanites writing, in the Hittites writing, in the Amorites, in the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites? Where do you jump all the way over to just Greek and Latin and then Hebrew? So in other words, not even the people that you're the king of, it's written in their letter. It's written for them to be able to read it, and you're not even their king. Huh? well, let's keep on going.